Greetings, fam, and welcome to another edition of Black Talk Radio, where black media matters and black life certainly matters. Today is Sunday, September 30th, 2018. Fam, this video is to discuss how these sexual assault survivors happen to believe Brett Kavanaugh over Christine Blasey Ford. Now, this is a definite about face when we see how these supporters happen to side for the white sexual assault those who are accused versus those like Bill Cosby and other black men. Have you noticed that? Well, of course you have, and I think it's worthy of discussing. These Me Too people or movement and all these other feminist groups, they always seem to happen to come after black men who are accused of sexual assaults. I noticed that that's what their whole game plan has been from the start. They used black women as their scapegoat. What they did is they convinced you that black men were those who needed to be charged, while they let their white counterparts get a slap on the wrist. Have you noticed that black women, those of you who are in the Me Too movement, while you're sitting there caping for white supremacy on the front lines, they have fooled you into believing that they are for you and that they're on your side. And so what they did is they used you, black women, to help them convict Bill Cosby. Now, this is all before they even brought into court people like Harvey Weinstein. And we knew about Harvey Weinstein and so many other white males, even Kevin Spacek. And look at Kevin Spacek's story for a second. Before I get into this story, let's look at Kevin Spacek. He's accused of sexual assault against a white male. And you know what? They're making him an example, of course, because it's not towards a white female. They know who to pick and choose and who they're going to make their face of sexual assault. Those who are accused of sexual assault, they're making sure that they use the right faces. And 9 times out of 10, it's a black man that they are making an example of. The same way they did with Michael Jackson. I've noticed that they do pick and choose those who are high profile black men. That's who they target. And so here we have a Me Too movement that was started by a black woman because she was revealing her truths, and they've turned around and hijacked that and then started going after black men. So I had to think about this for a second. I'm like, what the hell? This movement should have been to go after men like Harvey Weinstein, powerful white males. I'm like, this shit don't even look right. It don't even smell right. So what I witnessed is a racist system set up to target and bring down black men, powerful or not. The system just wanted to show you, black man, that yep, you too can be the victim of their racist system, whether it's right or not. And what are you going to do about it? You see, black man, because we're not organized, because we don't know how to talk with each other, because we don't want to talk with each other, we're in this predicament, and we're each talking about how can we get from under it? How can we fix this? How can we combat white supremacy? But yet we don't want to talk with each other. And then those of us who do, well, we have a faction of those who have the same. No, let me just put it this way. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. That's what I'm trying to say. So they have black faces, but they have European mindsets. They don't want to see black progress at all. They're like that little black charcoal kid in Nate Parker's movie Birth of a Nation. He's the one that went and told Massa Gilmore what the other blacks were going to do to combat and overcome their oppression. We got too many black people like him. And so back to this situation, we have Brett Kavanaugh seeking a high office. Wait, I'm just trying to get my bearings here because I can't even believe it, right? We have this man seeking high office, and he's accused of not one, not two, but several different accusers. And they want to push him forward in our judicial system. This is the kind of BS that is amazing to me. This is how I know that these people do not have high IQs at all. This is how I know we're living under an evil system set up and maintained by those who are evil. They can't be truthful if it saved their life. So, while you want to make black men like Bill Cosby the face of your sexual deviancy, black people know better. Well, most of us, because I'm going to tell you what I don't like. I was participating in one of the live segments of Roland Martin. And it was just recent, and they were talking about Brett Kavanaugh. No, excuse me, let me retract that. They were talking about Bill Cosby. And they had this one black woman on there, and I believe she was a Christian. And what pissed me off is how they worded the conversation. She made sure that she said things like, well, if Bill Cosby hadn't done what he did, he wouldn't be getting the karma that he's getting. And she's making a statement like as if it's factual that he committed those crimes. And none of that is true. And that's a problem. We have a system that's so crooked and foul that it's hard to even have a discussion over the court case, because it's like, you guys know that it wasn't fair. You guys know that it wasn't right. So why are we calling it a real court system? I know that white people have Bill Cosby locked up because they're just running an evil system. But to talk about it as if it's legitimate, that's the problem I'm having. And that's the problem I saw on Roland Martin's show. That black woman made comments. Hell, I wish I remember her name, but she made comments about Bill Cosby as if, for a fact, he committed those crimes against those women. And then the other male that was on the panel also, he spoke on the situation, but he didn't make it clear either. He almost sided with that. And I'm looking at this going, wait a minute, you guys are legitimizing this kangaroo court. You're legitimizing it all instead of talking about how to appeal this situation. We should be hearing from some of our top black lawyers on how they should be working to appeal situations like this. We should be talking about solutions so that other black people don't go and suffer behind some kangaroo court system with some juries that are tainted, paid off, or just foul. It's ridiculous how the judges are able to orchestrate a court of law that's supposed to be based on truth. These Europeans don't know truth if it bit them in the face. I hate to say, but these judges they're KKK members. They're just in black uniforms, and when they sit up there with all their arrogance, and especially if you're a black man or woman, you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been to court for any foreseen reason, you know exactly what I'm talking about, how they look at us with their arrogance. Hell, one of the first things they want to know is your education, because they want to know if you're going to be able to recognize their bullshit when they try to charge you or overcharge you or whatnot. They want to know if you're going to catch their BS. But anyways, I just found this just sickening, that this whole Me Too movement, and then these so-called sexual assault survivors who believe that Brett Kavanaugh, they believe Brett Kavanaugh over this accuser here. And they use every single excuse in the world why they would believe the perpetrator. Instead of this is where the women don't stick together when it's involving a certain white male that they want in office if it's going to suit their agenda. You see, they don't stick together at all. Black people, we are witnessing some of the most foul injustice going on in our existence. And we talk about it in terms like it's legitimate, and that's the part I'm having a problem with. You're not going to get that from my channel here. That's where I'm a little bit different than everybody else. So yeah, I had to call out that lady on the Roland Martin show because I watched it and I was pretty disgusted because I'm like, no, you guys are talking in terms like it's legitimate, and you know good and damn well it's not. And we should be having some of our top black resources, lawyers in particular, on how to get Bill Cosby out of this situation. Anyways, this is Guru at Black Talk Radio. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Peace to you and yours. I'm out.